I was my wife's backup choice.
Imagine hearing that. Imagine hearing that.
I would be dead, man.
Damn.
My wife and I, 27F and 28M, have been in a loving marriage for the past 2 years, and we had never really experienced any major bumps until now. As cliche as it sounds, we appear to be the poster child of a happy couple amongst our family and friends. My parents introduced my wife and I at a wedding, and after the event, she asked her parents for my contact details. I was shocked that someone as beautiful as her would even pay any attention to me, let alone reach out like that. She requested that we keep things halal and that we always meet up in the presence of either her father or my brother, and this just made me fall in love with her even more. We spoke about everything, from finances to future ambitions. She said it was refreshing to see a man from our background doing well for themselves and not being involved in crime. After a few months or so, I approached the topic of marriage. She said she needed some time to mentally prepare herself for finally leaving her family, and I thought about it. A year later, we eventually got married.
MashaAllah.
Admittedly, I was clueless to when it came to women, but one thing was always certain in my mind. I would give the world to my wife. As a husband, I feel like I have done right by her. She's a stay-at-home wife, which I'm perfectly happy with. Yet I do a lot of house chores. I cook for her, I spoil her with gifts, and take her on many spontaneous holidays. She was she has complete access to our finances, and she in fact runs our account, something she's very good at. Whenever we have a small dispute, we have a healthy discussion, and if I'm in the wrong, I use this as an opportunity to better myself. She has expressed that she's very happy with our marriage. The other day I came home earlier than usual and I overheard my wife on the phone with her best friend. My wife said she wonders what life would have been like with her ex Yusuf. First time hearing about him. Her friend asks if she's unhappy, to which my wife says that while she's happy, she feels our marriage lacks the spark she felt with her ex. She spoke in lengths about the dates he used to take her on. Hearing that completely broke me, and I walked out quietly and went for a long drive. I did some research on Yusuf. We live in an area with a small Muslim population, so it's not hard to find him. And he's been in trouble with the law multiple times, and he struggles to hold down a job. In spite of all of this, my wife feels she has something I can never provide for her. Honestly, it's really shattering my confidence, and it's something I feel I cannot discuss with anyone as it pertains to my masculinity. I finally understand why she waited. She wanted to wait for marriage, and I was the bench player in the second choice. She made me go through the halal route and questioned me on my future prospects and made me jump through hoops. Meanwhile, Yusuf was taking her on dates. I've been very distant without trying to be rude, and it's been very hard to be affectionate. I see her in a different light. She's asked me multiple times if there's something wrong, and I simply just walk away. She has tried to surprise me a couple of times with my favorite food when I come home from work, and I simply just thank her and say I've already eaten. The other night, I heard her sob silently while she thought I was asleep. I'm posting here because I'm at a impasse. I'm contemplating divorce, and at the same time I know it's unfair for me to hold her in a limbo while I process my feelings. I'm not even spoken to anyone about this, so I don't even know if my feelings are justified or if I'm being irrational. I want to be somebody's number one, not somebody's backup. Is that too much to ask for?
Wow.
Is he the asshole?
No. To be honest with you, man, like, that hits so deep because, like, I've been saying this for so long, bro. My biggest fear in a relationship, in a marriage, is that my spouse gets bored of me.
Interesting.
That's my biggest fear, because if I'm doing everything, if I'm holding up my end of responsibility,
Yeah.
as a man, as a husband, as a father potentially, then there should be no reason to be, either thinking of or contemplating or even trying to pursue some other relationship options.
Yeah.
So in this sense, I feel like it's a tough, this is probably the toughest situation we've ever had in these, like, am I the assholes to me, because he's done everything he should do, but he's losing to what he considers a loser.
Yeah.
This other person has been to jail multiple times, can't hold up a job, he said, right? But all he asked his name is some fun dates. Like, that makes no logical sense to me.
There's a spark there, though.
But I feel like that makes no logical sense to me, because a part of a relationship means, like, comfort, security, protection. The responsibility aspect should be another part of attraction, right?
Yeah.
But if it's not, like, if you weigh out the two, and, like, the love spark, which is kind of nonsense, to be honest with you, is strongly weighing higher than the other, you've got some problems there.
That's
and
a fact,
I don't even think that she's in the wrong too, because everybody wants what they want, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's entitled to what they want, right? So she could still want this guy who her husband considers a loser, but she's not wrong for that, in my opinion, because she's already had that experience. She knows what she's like. She knows what she likes. She has this idea of the perfect life for her, and it doesn't involve her regular husband right now. So it's scary to be in that position, but a lie, man. Like I don't even know what I would say to that guy.
I'd be so damaged, bro.
Yeah,
If I would, cause he walked home, heard his wife on the phone with her best friend,
Mm-hmm.
and saying, "I wonder what life would have been like with this other person."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, fam. I know masculinity is so fragile, bro, and I do my best with managing.
Mm-hmm.
But if that was to happen to me, bro, I
Mhm.
don't know if there's any return.
You don't think you can fix that?
I don't know if I would be able to,
Mhm.
because I know in the back of my mind that I was not your number one choice. I was
Yeah.
your safe option,
Mm-hmm.
and that hurts.
Mhm.
Because I know the only reason you're with me is because I have an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in any
It's
like,
half their deen too. These are Muslims, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and like
So
it makes
they're
sense
obligated.
because I'm looking at it from her perspective,
Mhm.
taking my own feelings out of it. Like women want like a form of like stability,
Mhm.
and I was able to offer that to her, which her number one was not able to. So
Mhm.
as a result, I was just like the next best option, and that hurts, bro. Like
Yeah.
I want to be somebody's first option, you know?
Yeah, yeah. To be honest with you, that is one of the most hurtful situations to be in as a man, as a husband. But wallahi, to be honest with you, I feel like in the end of it all, what's right will always be what's right. So
Mhm.
somewhere down the line, I feel like she'll understand that even if this relationship doesn't last, she'll have been the sole reason why this relationship didn't last.
But you know something, the fact that she's still emotionally involved with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I totally understand the route that he's going. He's trying to stay away from her,
Mm-hmm.
but as a result, it's affecting her too. Like she's
Mhm.
crying. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't cry over something that you don't care about. She
Mhm.
clearly loves this man,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just the fact that she said something that really you can't take back.
Yeah.
You know, and
I think
my thing
they-
is,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, my thing is like if that's what you said, or over like a quick couple of seconds of he was able to overhear.
Mm-hmm.
How often did you feel this way?
Mhm.
What else did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Do you look over this guy on Instagram? Do you find him? Like,
Mhm.
are you always keeping in contact? Like, I would have all these questions, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, are we even in love, or is this fabricated? Like,
Yeah.
is this real, or does this just make sense?
That's crazy to
You know what
think
I mean?
about, man. That's crazy to think about.
Do you think that this
Mhm.
could be fixed?
I would say yes. The reason why I would say yes is I think they need a third person perspective. You know,
Like a therapist?
maybe like a close friend, family friend, somebody who's unbiased though. You know, like
That's
not
impossible.
a family member.
Somebody's always going to be biased.
Maybe like a Muslim therapist. You know, like
Okay.
if
Like a
that's
counselor,
yeah, like somebody like in the mosque, like a counselor or something like that. Sit down with them, let them know these two because now they both have resentment building for no reason, in my opinion. You know, one person thinks that this person's not good enough for them, and the other person thinks that they're not good enough for their spouse. You know, so that needs to be addressed by a third person perspective because at this rate, honestly, they're just gonna grow hate for each other. That's not healthy.
Yeah.
They live in a household that's well run. It's a well-oiled machine,
Yeah.
and they're gonna throw that all
But
away.
that's the reason why she likes him. It's because it is a well-oiled machine. Like,
Yo,
do you
that
ever
part-
think that maybe she doesn't even like him? She likes
Sometimes-
what he provides her?
Sometimes I look at women's interests, and this is not all women, obviously, but sometimes I look at women's interests and I'm like, are values not the same for men and women?
No, I don't think so, because I think, and this is just from what I've seen, I'm not
Mhm.
saying all women fall into this box,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe women look for stability.
Yeah.
They look for somebody who's able to take on this leadership role and
Mhm.
be able to kind of like provide for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to look for someone who provides for you.
No, that's
But
true.
you know, the thing is, the only reason why in the story at least that I see that she ended up with him
Mm-hmm.
was because he was able to give her on paper, on his resume, he's perfect.
Yeah.
But like she still wanted to be with another person.
But she chose him too, mind you. She
Yeah.
asked for his information from his parents, right?
No, but I think she just wanted to get to know him if
Mm.
something didn't work out with Yusuf.
Interesting.
I think she was still talking to this dude.
Yeah, she was picking.
Yeah, and picking like who
That's
should
why he
I-
means second choice.
Yeah,
Damn, man.
wild, LA.
That guy is either gonna have a life full of sadness after this, or he's gonna just come to terms with the fact that he's not the guy for that relationship.
I think
and
they can
just
work it
live
out.
miserably.
I think they can work it out, but he doesn't even know that he knows too.
He
Remember
needs
that.
he needs some space, man. In my opinion, he needs some space to kind of collect himself because he heard some traumatic news. In my
Facts,
opinion,
yeah.
he needs some space to gather himself, and she needs to admit this to him.
Would you stay?
Yeah, I would seek help first, exhaust that, and if
Yeah.
I can't get anything out of it, then I would leave.
I'll
But in
leave.
this situation right here, fam, it's like my wife's
I'm
bad.
leaving,
She's
bro.
doing everything,
I
bro.
don't care. I have
Get in the crib, like-
fragile masculinity, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, come on, man.
staying.
I'm gonna have to deal with that. Still, I'll be like, all right, my wife doesn't fuck with me, fam. She fucks with someone else. So what?
Imagine that. Like,
it's like,
there's
so
no
what?
coming back.
It's me, her, and
There's no
Yusuf, bro.
coming back.
It's me, her, and Yusuf. So what?
You bring Yusuf
We're
over?
bringing him over, bro. You have her on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'll have her on Thursdays and Fridays, fam.